guys, and welcome back to another brand new video for you today. And long time no see. I haven't seen you guys. Well, I mean, technically I can't see you, but I haven't, done a video for a while because I was going to do, oh goodness, I was gonna do The Incredibles, but then the week later, Jurassic World was gonna come out, so I was like, okay, I really want to do a review for that. So it just the night got away with me with The Incredibles, but I love The Incredibles, which just a little, something a little quick for you guys. I love that movie, in case you were wondering. It wasn't probably as good as the first one in my opinion, but I'm trying to think of what came after. I know there was another movie that I saw just recently that came out. I can't remember, but I was gonna do a review for it. But I think I was like, I'll just save that for my Mission Impossible 6 review, which I just saw. And I loved it. It was so good. Oh, it was so good. So I was even talking with my family afterwards. I was like, I just love these ridiculous movies that are so unrealistic and just so like eccentric. Like, okay, he would have died at the first jump that happened. Like, yeah. So I love stuff like that, and I just think it's really fun, especially when, this isn't just some macho franchise. It's like you care about these characters. Like, going into the film, I was a little nervous. Like, I went in with kind of like a mellow opinion. Like, I was excited for it, but I didn't want to get too hyped up because I was like, I don't want to be really disappointed. But no, I think I need another like 24 hours to kind of think it through of what it would probably be on my scale if I liked it. I definitely liked it more than the last one. Because I liked the last one, but it wasn't like, I don't get all the hype for it. I did miss seeing Jeremy Renner in this newest one. There was just kind of I felt like a little hole there, and maybe it's because I really like Jeremy Renner as an actor. But yeah, that would have been kind of nice to see him there, but he didn't show up, which is fine. But yeah, I definitely liked this one better than Rogue Nation. I don't know, the story was a little bit more personal, and I felt like it was very kind of, in its own way, set itself apart from the other Mission Impossible films. And let me explain why. Is because, usually with these Mission Impossible films, the first movie, they get right into the mission, like, here's the mission that we're gonna do. Okay, we're gonna do this mission, we're gonna get it done, and that'll be the end of it. But this started out like that, but then it got more and more, progressively more and more personal as the film went on. And I liked that, and I felt like, I don't know, it just seemed different. Kind of like with what the third one did for me, why I liked it so much, this one did. And so I appreciate that, and I was like, okay, this is like fresh, kind of fresh. And I like all the mask stuff. But okay, before I get into any spoilers, which I'm kind of a spoilers, but it was a Mission Impossible film, so. But yes, I will be getting into spoilers, so don't watch this review if you don't want spoilers. You have been warned. So, because a lot of people are edgy about that nowadays, which I don't understand why, but I mean, I get it, but it's like, don't watch a review if you're gonna be worried for spoilers. But anyway, yes, so first impressions, I loved this movie. I thought it was great. It was super fun. The first half, I was a little like, okay, this is good. But it didn't really like do anything more for me until it reached towards the end, the climax of the film, and I was like, this is really good. I liked Henry Cavill's character, which if you guys know me, I'm a sucker for Henry Cavill. Cavill. I never know how you pronounce his last name, but yeah. So I really like him as an actor. I think he does great as Superman, and I haven't seen him much in anything else. There's only been like one movie that I've seen of him in that wasn't that great, but I don't think that was his fault. I think it was just the movie not being that good. But and also guys, I got a haircut too, so if my hair looks different, it's because I got a haircut. But it was a much needed change, because I know you probably all get annoyed with me when I'm like constantly like, gotta get my hair right, because I don't know, the hair is just annoying to me. It's annoying to me. I usually keep it up when I'm not caring what my hair looks like. I'll usually have it up in a bun. But I washed it, and so things are just kind of like loose right now, which is Anyway, but I know you guys don't care about my hair. So I'll get back into the review for you. But I just thought I'd let you guys know that because, yeah, it's a fun change for me. And especially, yeah, well, I'm not going to talk about my hair anymore. Anyway, going to the movie. There was so much that happened. I don't think I can narrow down one. There were definitely moments that stood out to me. But goodness, the stunts in this film. I think that's, aside from story, that was the biggest takeaway for me, is just all this crazy, ridiculous stunts that Tom Cruise does. I mean, I'm surprised the guy's not dead. He's nuts. I think the scene that probably got me the most, which is the weirdest part, but the helicopter chase scene where he's literally on the side of a helicopter. I'm there in my seat. I'm like, no. Fun fact about me, guys, I'm deathly afraid of heights. I get scared every time I have to climb down a ladder. I don't know what it is. I don't know why heights freak me out, which I do great on roller coasters. Like, I'm fine with roller coasters, but for something like, I don't do well with heights at all. So, yeah, that scene where he's on the side of the helicopter was just like, I don't get it. I'm not a daredevil in that kind of way. He's asking for death. So he has a death wish. That's how I see it. But yeah, so all the crazy stunts in this film were so fun to watch, but at the same time they're so ridiculous they didn't come out more bruised. Like, I think the most bruised he came out of was just really like banged up in the face, so you couldn't see any bruises anywhere else. But it was like, you know, finally you're like, okay, at the end you're like, oh, I'm surprised he feels something. He hasn't felt anything the entire movie. I'm surprised he has something now that he's, you know, in pain with. Especially the ending. I'm there in my seat and I'm just laughing because it's just like, it's so good. I'm so into it, but it's at the same time I'm like, this is just ridiculously stupid. It's so unrealistic that they're hanging on the edge of a mountain with barely anything to hold on to, and it's just, yeah. But you guys know, if you saw my Mission Impossible, top 5 Mission Impossible films, I had talked about a little bit about Henry Cavill, Cavill, and I thought he was going to play more of an antagonist in this film, not really a villain. I was kind of surprised by that. I was like, oh, okay, I guess he is the villain, because I was thinking more like he would play the kind of like the bad guy at the beginning, but then would come together at the end. But no, and it's funny that we kind of got the same villain that we did the last movie, but I liked him a lot better in this film than I did in the previous film, because in the previous film I just felt like he was just kind of white, like wish-washy, like nothing really to him. So yeah, I just felt like he was just kind of like a normal average villain that you get in and was like, haha, I'm going to be bad and I'm going to, you know, do all these things. Like, he just didn't leave much of an impression off me with me in the last film, but I liked him a lot more. He seemed a lot more menacing in this film, a lot more thought-provoking, and yeah, so starting off with it, I liked the plane scene where they're jumping out of the plane and like it's lightning and everything like that. I love that Henry Cavill's character was like, "You afraid of little lightning?" And then zap, they both get, you know, lightning. that was funny. I thought that was like, oh, that's a good way to start out a movie, even though it wasn't at the very beginning. But yeah, I liked all that. At the beginning of the film, I was a little confused because they were trying to get this plutonium guy thing, and I was like a little, because when they were in the hospital with that one guy, something was weird with me with the acting. I was like, this seems like I'm watching a play right now, like a rehearsed scene. This just doesn't feel organic. Like, why is, you know, why is Ethan Hunt like so angry? Like, it made, like, I don't know, it's like it would make sense when you think about it, but at the same time I was like, this just seems weird. And then it turned out that it was like all fake anyway, just so they could get the guy to decode something. But no, that was a little maybe confusing for me at the beginning, but then once the story started to develop and get into it, I really liked it. I really liked Henry Cavill's character. I thought he did great as a villain. It's so weird seeing him as a villain because it's like when I see him, I'm like Superman, you know, like the good guy, American Pie kind of superhero, you know, it's like that's just who he's played for a while, and so that's ingrained in my mind. And so seeing him play a villain, I really liked it, and I thought it was different. The bathroom fight scene was awesome. I loved that. Yeah, that was really fun to watch. Every scene in this film was just really fun to watch, and I dug all of it. And I think maybe a standout part for me was probably when you know, they're getting the one guy, Lane, out of that building and trying to get him into the car, and that woman cop, she's there, and they're like, okay, this is a little awkward, what do we do here? And so, but I felt like that was a peak moment for Ethan Hunt's character that we haven't really got to see really before. Like, we know that he's the good guy, he cares and stuff like that, but at the same time, like, I felt like there was a different side of him that showed in this scene. I don't even know if that's a word. That was shown in this scene, and I really liked it now how you could kind of see that he does care about like these people that are getting shot, because at the beginning, you know, when he's going through it in his mind, but you know, us as the audience, we don't know that, and he's like just killing everyone, and in my mind I'm thinking like, oh, is he okay with this? But then you know, that turned out to be all fake, and he did it his own way, and it was like changing things, like no, we're not gonna just kill the good guys, we're not gonna kill police officers and all that kind of stuff. And so when she got shot from the other guys, the look on Ethan Hunt's face was like, no, like no. And so I really liked that scene. I thought it was really good. Cause I don't know, maybe it's because I'm a woman and I'm more emotional about those kind of scenes. I don't know, but yeah, I like that. I like it. Good scene. And then so yeah, but as it started to get into the film and we start to see, right as the climax is, we see Alec Baldwin's character, I forgot his name, but I wasn't expecting him to go kaput and die. I was not expecting that at all. So that was kind of made me tear up a little bit, just because it's a death scene, and so you're seeing all these characters, and I'm like, no. So I mean, yeah, it didn't really make that much of an impact on me, but you know, I'm an emotional person, so. But when all that was going down and everything like that, we also see, you know, Hunt's trying to run after Walker. That's his name, August Walker. And so we see he's trying to track him down, and once he finally gets to which was an amazing chase scene. I love that scene. Because I was getting into it, I was like, yeah, go get him. Because as the movie progressed, you're just like, wow, this guy's a real bad guy. Like, what even? Like, this is not my Superman. Then I know he's not Superman. And when he catches up with him, when Ethan Hunt is on the bottom of the elevator and everything like that, that was probably another standout moment to me, is when Walker takes out the picture of Julia and holds it, and he's like, I'm like, okay, her guardian angel, but you know, you get the point. It's like, yeah, and so that was, I thought from there on it was gonna kind of play out a little differently. I probably would have told it a little bit differently, but I was fine with how it played out. But that led into definitely Ethan Hunt having a really big distaste, even more so, for this guy. And it's just like, this guy, he's a bad guy. But yeah, so that went on, and I was like, oh dear, now, and then we get to that place where Kashmir, I don't know, I can't pronounce it, I have no idea, something with a K, Kashmira, something like that, Kashmira, I don't know, I'm getting distracted, but when they get there, and then all of a sudden, Julia shows up, and you're like, it's kind of awkward, but you get how she's there, you're like, oh, this makes sense more now, why this Lane guy is like, you know, it all will come to a head, and this is why I have to stay here, and why Ethan Hunt has to come to me. Like, it made sense because she's there. And so, but I gotta be honest, I'm I'm a sucker for their relationship. Like, that's one of the reasons that sold me on Mission Impossible 3 is I really liked that movie. What sold that movie for me was their relationship, and they had great chemistry together, and I just really liked it. I felt like it worked. I felt like it was real and genuine. And so seeing how and like that Ilsa girl, she's fine, but she's not like, she's like just fine. I'm not really taken with her character. So it was kind of bittersweet for me that they didn't end up together, because I was like, oh, seriously, she's got a husband, like why? Like, you guys deserve to be together, but you know. Sorry if I'm boring you guys for all the men out there that probably don't give a hoot about it, but yeah, so I was a little disappointed in that, and I was like, oh, that didn't happen. Oh well, you know, I just wanted that to happen, but oh well, it ended up not happening. I wish there was maybe a little bit more confrontation between them. I honestly thought she was gonna play a bigger role in this film, because I was like, most likely is the last film, but then again, it's Tom Cruise, so who knows. But I'm like, yeah, this most likely will be the last film in the franchise, because they're bringing all this to a head. And so I thought she was going to end up playing a bigger role. I thought maybe at the end they were going to do kind of like, I guess you could say it's cliche, but I don't know. I thought it could have worked if they did it. But I thought the bad guy, when he had that Ilsa girl tied up, I thought he was gonna go get Julie and have her tied up, and then Tom Cruise was gonna come back and he was gonna be like giving them a scenario like, who do you choose to save and stuff like that. So I thought it was gonna be maybe something like that, but then that ended up not happening, which was fine. But I thought that could have been cool. But then we see Benji. I thought Benji was gonna die for a second. I was like, no, he can't die. Like, what if? Like, it was just kind of like an intense scene. That was probably the most intense part for me, besides of all the crazy, you know. I think because the stunts are so crazy sometimes, you're just like, yeah, this is gonna end good, kind of, you know. I don't know. My brain thinks of those things, but yeah. So I think that's basically it. From what I thought. Wow, it's already been 17 minutes. Goodness. But yeah, so that's pretty much my overall thought of this movie. I thought it was great. It's definitely probably top 2 of my favorites. So, yeah. So I probably put the Mission Impossible 4 and then this one right after it. So, good movie. Highly recommend it if you haven't seen it. But if you have seen it, just, you know, I'm glad. What did you think of it down below? I'm trying to think of if people are watching this. You got spoiled all over the place, which I'm sorry, but that was your choice. But yes, let me know what you guys thought of it down below in the comments, and please leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you're new. I love having new subscribers, and you guys are awesome, and you guys have an amazing day.